All right, so next subscriber question really was, hopefully this will probably be a pretty short video. It's basically what books are you reading and do you recommend them? So I actually have them here with me. I do read a lot. It's funny, when I was in high school, I never read a book. I was I was that person that always went and got the Cliff Notes. For those of you that are too young to know what they are, they're like little yellow books that were, I don't know, 20 pages, 30 pages. They're real tiny. And they basically told you what, what the book was about and character names and nonsense. Never allowed me to get a very good grade, but I passed, right? So I got a C or whatever it was. So in the end, but today I read all the time. I have a large collection of books, but these are the two that I'm reading now. If you can read that, it's Principles by Ray Dalio. Turns out Ray is the founder of Bridgewater, a huge, actually I think it's the largest hedge fund. And I had never heard of him until I read this book. And it's proven to be pretty interesting because, a couple of things come. First, he's done a great job of documenting history. He started in the 60s, and I actually read that chapter a couple of times because it talks about an environment where interest rates are rising, right? Sound familiar? Talks about commodities, doing different things. Sound familiar? It talks about a political environment that wasn't particularly stable. Sound familiar? So it was interesting me to read that. Then it sort of talks about his principles of how he set audacious goals, went after them, failed, improved, went forward. Very exciting to read. Talks about how he grew his company and then had to shrink it because of this or that. And I just loved his honest assessment. One thing that I've already taken away from it is, one thing he's done in his career is when he has an opinion, he goes out and actively seeks people who are willing to have a discussion that believe equally passionately on the other side. I thought that was ingenious because a lot of times, when we have an opinion or a thought, we surround ourselves with people that think the same way. And what he's saying is that's silly, right? You should go find people that are equally passionate on the other side, agree to have a conversation. And, worst case, you'll either get, more concrete evidence or you might learn that you're missing something. So I thought that was ingenious. It is obviously a pretty beefy book. It's 2 inches thick. So I'm about 60% through it. So still more to come. But that's interesting. And then I am reading a second book. It's called Published. The reason I'm doing that is I'm going to have a goal of trying to take our story and convert it from just a simple PDF, and I'm going to try to create a book that's published on Amazon. I just think it's time to, I've shared it now with 1,000 or so people. I think it's time that we actually turn it into something. So I'm actively going through now, editing it. I'm adding 2 new sections to it because I think I need to round out the story and share more about what I've learned this last year. But that's my intention, is to, knock on wood, have a published book on Amazon. No big plans for it, any of that. But again, you asked what I'm reading, and that's what I'm reading now. So Ray's book is actually what I read at night. I try to get 10 pages at least at night. And then the published book is what I will read in the morning if I have some extra time. So in the end, thanks for asking. And if you want me to tackle a topic or question you have, make sure you subscribe and then ask away. Have a great day.